Athletics South Africa have maintained that their main priority is to save lives, but they will assist elite athletes to get back on track. The Federation actually came under fire from international level athletes after they said that they would not submit to governments. The body's president, Aleck Skhosana, said this was a misunderstanding as they are not responsible for tracks around the country.
As you know, that ASA controls national issues, but our authority at times is delegated to the provinces. For an example, in AGN in KwaZulu-Natal, you have the leadership that deals with competitions that license athletes. So we feel we are doing more as we are putting the safety of those athletes, but also slowly but surely making sure that when they return to training, especially the Olympic squad that you term in that document, the professional athletes. Not everybody who is professional. We have got a core of athletes that are supposed to be moving in and training, but we cannot be able to just send them there without making sure that there is due regard for the safety and maximum safety, not even safety, maximum safety, so that we don't talk tomorrow that one of those athletes or two or three of them have contracted this virus. It's a moving target, as I've said.
On Sunday, we saw an article about quoting Akani Simbine, the world's fourth fastest man over 100 meters and probably one of South Africa's most exciting athletes currently. He's among those athletes that is attached to the University of Pretoria. That's the ground where he trains. What about getting him back to training? He expressed his concerns that the qualification for the Olympic Games is going to end in less than a year. The 29th of June, 2021 is now the extended period. So what's going to happen for those athletes? Because they're missing out on really valuable time. And quite frankly, for track and field, you can't go and just run on the road.
And I understand Simbine. He speaks from the side of being an athlete who earns money in order to live. And we appreciate very much. It's not only him. There are others who migrate to that. But what is critical is that we do not place him under the condition where his health is going to be affected and he may end up losing the very same opportunity to go to the Olympics. Only thing is that the infrastructure that they are talking about is not under the control of ASA. It is under the control of a different sphere of government, which is the metro, the local municipality and all that. And ASA has engaged via the provinces. And even when we finish with you here, we'll be engaging with the universities and the provinces so that there is a very clear line of march when it comes to the interpretation of what needs to be done, who to be approached. It's a matter of technicality and understanding between the provinces and the owners. We have ironed out that, and I think after tomorrow or so, we will be singing from the same tune and the same music. Because the issue is just the letter, and we've got that letter, and I've seen it being sent out to Toby Sutcliffe now, saying, this is what the minister said. Stadiums remain closed except for the professional athletes. Simbine is one of them. Caster, you name them, the 400-meter hurdles, men and women, the sprints, the relays that are based there, the relay squads, they are there. It means that it is open. It's just going to be sorted out once and for all.
Okay, so the frustration by the elite athletes, it was just a matter of miscommunication.
I think miscommunication between the different entities at the provincial level, because we communicated with our provinces. So it must reach the clubs, it must reach the institutions. Remember, our first member as ASA in the case of Simbine is AGN. In the case of KwaZulu-Natal is KwaZulu-Natal Athletics. And we do have squads, and I'm sure you'll be seeing this, we do have squads of those identified athletes who are preparing for the Olympics, who fall under the category of the professional athletes that must be allowed to train.
So I just want to get this right. the status right now is that if you are a professional athlete, an athlete that is part of a South African squad that is preparing for an international competition which would qualify you for the Olympics or the Paralympic Games, you are allowed to go and train at your facility.
You are allowed to train at your facility, provided that there is everything as articulated in the rules and regulations. I can tell you that most of the people that I've spoken to, the leadership, the stadiums have got everything, including the safety officers who are there to ensure that whosoever gets in, they sign all the requisite documents and they are monitored, and they are even saying to us, they are prepared to even give their weekly report to ASA so that we can also be able to know what is actually happening.
Okay, so where are those guidelines found if they're not coming from ASA?
So the guidelines are found, as you remember, we said ASA cannot prepare any of the guidelines. The guidelines that were prepared by government are sufficient enough. We said we have looked at other countries across the globe, including the IAAF, our mother body, and we felt that if we add anything and create anything, it is going to create confusion. The Public Health Authority, the Ministry of Health in the country, what he has pronounced is sufficient enough for those who wants to get there and train. I am using those, I'm not using the athletics, what you call guidelines. I'm using the wash your hands and make sure that I social distance, make sure that I don't get to where I'm not supposed to be. And I'm using that. If I add any other thing, it will create confusion because we will read too much. Remember, athletes, and remember, including myself, I want very simplified rules and regulations. I want those that are repeated every day by the Minister of Health, by the politicians, by whosoever. So there is no confusion when it comes to that. And the universities and the municipalities have those, what you call guidelines, because they own what you call the facilities.